All right, good morning, good morning. Starting in a few minutes. Welcome, welcome, good morning. All right, let's get going. What's up? I did not trade yesterday. What did I miss? All right, get myself caught up. First order of business, London hour trade levels. Let's get that in there. Are you talking about yesterday's London hour trade? Yeah, it looked kind of crazy. I know there was news. That must be the news move there, huh? What do we got? 3 minutes till the top of the hour. Okay. So our high of the first hour of London is there. Low is there. Pound yen. All right. Let's go. Good morning, good morning. All right, so 2 minutes left. We got our London hour levels. Meanwhile, what's been going on? I'm getting caught up here today. So to just back out and get perspective. From the overview, is looking bearish. I say that because well, I have to check the volume on that, but this pattern here, I'm just really backing out on the daily chart and just kind of getting myself caught up again. This down move with a fake break to the upside, that was a high volume day. But then again, we have that. I don't know what was that last Friday. But we're closing down. Yesterday we closed down into this area. So the overview was just what I'm checking. We got a big old fib there. Ah, that's 618. So yes, if we're really getting yesterday we got a solid close below. Okay, yesterday's news time, is that what that was? Looks like weakness came in here. Widespread up, closing up the high, very, very bearish reaction. End of the day down here. Now we're getting to London session, we're down here. Again, we've been dealing with this range here this is like 2 weeks worth of range here, right? When we had the news spikes that went nowhere, right? We're coming off of that. Or do we have our direction here? Now we have. We look at the old range low that was there or here. We failed to break there, even as real as that looked, right? Looks like a break test that decided to change his mind. Break test, back we go. Man, this range. Get out of this range since the 7th, the 6th. But you can see the reaction here on the high volume bearish prices, bearish. So it looks like this is a real resistance here, and this is generally, and this is especially that wanting to break to the downside. Got to keep an eye on the London hour levels. We're close to the low and bouncing. Okay. But yeah, I'm just getting caught up. So that background is looking quite bearish there. Let's see if we have the same story. I don't want to mess up my pound dollar levels here, but that had the news yesterday. Which initially came in, looked like a quick stop hunt. That's US session, right? Sign of strength. What's up with the US dollar itself? Kind of matches more with the GU there. Weakness here, strength on the versus the dollar. Still a sideways range. I'm looking at this again this week, huh? High volume points give no outcome whatsoever. They're still in the range. Still in the range. Did not break there officially. Yeah, very sloppy day for the US dollar yesterday. Yeah, that doesn't help. Ooh, yesterday sucked, huh? Good day to skip. I mean, you had this move, which was, of course, had to drop first and had some stops before it moved up. Everyone long through here who got kicked out. That's not fun. But a pretty wacky day yesterday, huh? Oh, the correlation's all over the place. Okay. So the U.S. dollar, like I say, the U.S. dollar, when that drives the situation, it tends to be cleaner, longer lived, more trustworthy, better background information, blah, 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 the storyline. Yesterday, you had this on the U.S. dollar. Choppy, sloppy mess. Therefore, you have this stuff is all over the place. This looks similar. The AU yesterday, that trended down, even though that's pretty hard to trade when you're dealing with this shit into U.S. session. It's all over the place. If you're short through here, that's kind of scary. like a really crappy downtrend with higher highs all over the place, right? Tough day yesterday. Well, it was a good day to skip, I guess. I was busy. Good morning, good morning. But yeah, when the U.S. dollar has no clarity like that, it's one of the reasons I'm constantly checking this dollar index. When this is going on, right, it's just sideways chop with spikes. It's up to the other currencies in the pair to figure it out and trend and do something, but you're still going to get affected by that. Ugh. Like I always say, when the U.S. dollar is trending, yen is trending, driving the moves versus the dollar versus the yen, you get much better charts. What a mess. Well, let's see if this actually breaks out, which would make things bearish versus the U.S. dollar, which is what I was saying. Mainly the euro dollar looks bearish here, but we're at the lows already. I opened the chart. Here we are now. We're at the lows. Or yesterday's low. Well, if there's not a lot of strength coming in, we might continue. See what goes on today with the London hour trade. What about the rest of the yen pairs here? Ugh, what a shitty day yesterday. Oh, this trade played out from last week. Did we talk about that already? It was a weird time of day, but we were looking for that. That was a very bad time of day to do that, though. Also, this you'd have to take as weakness from a 1 hour point of view. As we're trending up and our high volume is right into higher prices getting squashed on high volume, weakness coming in, fake break pattern. Let's see what the yen is looking like. Yeah, I mean, it had this reversal, right, off high volume. It's going to tend to likely be more bullish now, making things weak against the yen. This was the last high volume point back here. That shows weakness, right, on the up move. I think we talked about that last week. The yen found its direction being bearish. But we do have this. Reversal off strength. So generally it's bearish. It's sloppy back there, right? But you see it. There's the weakness, fake break. We actually have a result off of that. We didn't chop around. We moved down off of that. Fib retracement down. So generally the overview. Let's see. AJ, same deal. Weakness, weakness. Okay. Kind of felt this coming in. Generally. Bearish markets. Markets turning a little bearish last week. You know, I've been so bullish on things. But it looks like kind of pullback time. I even sold off a little bit of crypto after that. So that looks to be a good thing I did there. Yeah, the indicator's green. It doesn't always get it right, the volume indicator. But you see the fake break and the selling there. There was some profit take, some weakness, supply, call it whatever you want, coming in there. And this is the first time or did I close a little earlier? But I really sold some off from whatever I bought. The last time I bought was like 18 or something. So I sold a bit. That's got to be a warning sign there. A couple of those. Fake break, volume. There's a touch of bearishness going on right now in the market. It's leaning bearish. There's gold, silver. I'm looking at this as opportunities to look to buy. It'll just go sideways, right? Yeah, lower lows, lower highs. Yeah. So as I always say, I got to keep an eye on this. I am no fundamentalist, and I can't tell you why, and I honestly do not care. But factually speaking, markets are bearish right now. I think the January run, which was very predictable, at least as I was saying, since the beginning of the year, things are looking bullish. Crypto, gold, silver, oil, general markets. I think that run was nice. I think there's good to bank some profit at the end of January into February, which is what I was doing, as I said. Now things are looking a bit bearish, and I'm patiently looking to buy generally. Cryptos, gold, silver. Let's see U.S. market. You kind of like, if you're locked in with it, and the way we've been bullish since, I mean, this was in a range, but I was still buying the dips and selling some on the up moves, but not much because I'm swing trading, so I would want to go lower or higher to really do anything major. But yeah, you generally get the sense that we might be able to get some lower prices here for the moment, for whatever reason. Trending down there. I don't know why. I don't care why. Why even worry about it? Why ask why? So while we wait for London hour trade, I may not stick around as long today. I'm still a little busy with stuff. Good things. But I want to put the time into it. What was I going to say? London hour trade. Oh, yeah. So on Bitcoin, cryptos in general, similar move, of course, similar. But we can get in there individually. Where am I looking to buy again? Oh, that's easy. I'd start looking to buy there. Same way we were dealing with this stuff, right? Repeat. We had this going. Whatever our previous levels were. This was the pattern. It did it exactly. It likes to overshoot and catch some stops that are all below here. Can you imagine how many stops now? From the FOMOs. They're all here. So that's the first place I'd look for the high volume strength coming in. It's all textbook, isn't it? If it doesn't dip, I'll hold what I have. It's still the majority of what I have. I only sold off a little bit, but I kind of saw this coming, and I want to, own more on the way up than I do on the way down. So into here is where I'd consider starting to buy more. The money is back, as I've been saying for weeks. The money is back in cryptos, and you can trade it normally, and it's not going to go sideways for 6 weeks, and all that shit. We can look at the other ones too. Let's try to do something while we wait. Keep an eye on that. Nothing yet. But it's not going to be too different. Whatever crypto we're talking about here is likely pulling back and giving a better buy opportunity again. If you're not swing trading, you're day trading, it's still could give you an opportunity, something to look for. But it's just going to be different variations on the same thing. This one actually did that pattern. Okay, let's see what went on there. That'll be a bit of information. I mean, there's a lot more money on Bitcoin than anything else, but it's here, right, in the pattern on Ethereum. the low of this range. You can call it distribution if you want, right? Distribution range. I don't know how much it's going to actually mark down, but we'll find out if buyers come in or not. But, right, all the stops below the range. And then here, there it is. And we're actually just hit that. Let's take a look. Is there strength coming in there? Yes, there is. There it is. A little earlier. Yep. Yeah. Right below there. How much of a bullish reaction did we get? Again, you see a bit of buying. But with the correlation and Bitcoin probably wanting to do that same pattern, right? That'll get lower and this will probably get there. I hope. Again, if it just moves up, I'm not going to buy for no reason here or chase it. Swing trading. But there's an opportunity to start looking for. I think you get the idea with the swing trading, how easy it is. Litecoin, again, probably just a variation on the same thing. That broke fib. Okay, that's looking a little more bearish here. That really did pull back. Yeah, the equivalent could be a test of support here, if they all kind of correlate generally. What are we seeing so far down here? Yeah, you're seeing the buying. Strength here, right? The high volume into lower prices is consistent. Here's the range of the day. Lower price buying, lower price buying, buying. So yeah, there's accumulation into the down move as expected. There was your weakness before the move. Good morning. There was your weakness before the down move. Again, if you're looking at overall chart, 1 hour, 4 hour, just general consensus markets, general feel, you feel and or you saw, feel is a weird word, but you feel it because you saw it. The bearishness creeping in last week. So, bigger picture, I'm patiently looking to buy into some lower prices. Patiently. For the Forex, we'll watch this here. For the Forex, you're looking at generally bearish. Again, not the cleanest charts. Yesterday looks very difficult. It's a tough day. Messy US dollar index doesn't make for a good Forex market all over in general when you have such a choppy, messy dollar. Everybody's got to drive themselves and figure themselves out, but also get spiked by the US dollar. So it's not fun. But also the yen, again, if you didn't see earlier, as I said, the yen index, it was trending down. It hit this reversal high volume, which is likely more bullish now. Again, making the yen pairs more bearish. You see the weakness in the background there. So overall, short term, for the rest of this week at least, whatever, looking bearish, generally in markets. Strong yen, probably strong US dollar. You've probably come to the same conclusion, right? If you know how to read a chart. Nothing fancy. Especially gold, silver trending down, not hitting much demand. Crypto hitting that weakness. Yen hitting some strength to bring these down. US 30 down, breaking into finally to the downside. But we see like the buying coming into these down moves right now. It's light and patient, and therefore I'm being patient. I have not started reaccumulating anything. I think we can get lower. So whatever may go on this week to fit the narrative, some news. Oh no. Whatever they got, get the market down. FOMC, he's going to freak everybody out. There's going to be a sell-off that's going to get bought into. I'm just talking about template. Who knows? Seen these things enough. You kind of guess. GDP, whatever it is. I mean, FTX helped cryptos get to where I figured it was going to go anyway. Was it really FTX, or is, we were talking about it a few weeks before. We're like, yeah, 15. It's coming. We need that last total fear moment to get everybody out, to get them to sell off. And then FTX happened. I don't know. It all looks fucking too planned and too perfect sometimes. And then everybody says, well, we didn't know that was coming. FTX, who could have predicted? I don't know. The charts predicted that. The way freaking smart money behaves till the end of time predicts it. So, you know what I'm saying? I would, if I'm right, likely the case. Again, just observing behavior. You'll likely get some bad news this week. It'll push markets down. And look for that high volume strength, right? Especially if you're swing trading. Look for that low price buying to come in. Buy the fear. Buy the panic. Whatever you call it. The fear meter goes up to 10. Always gives you a good discount. And that's kind of the template for now. Let's see if the GU confirms any sort of trade here. London hour trade. Observing. Good morning. I think that's a good routine. What time is it? It's 4:20 in New York. You know what that means? It means we're hopefully going to get a London hour trade. What were you thinking? All right. I played that joke out already, didn't I? I think it's a good routine to start off. Right, we mark up the London hour levels, and then we have to sit here usually. Sometimes you get a trade right away on that setup. More times than not, I sit here. So that's a good overview time. Catch up on things, get the overview. Short-term bearish. Whatever gets the price down, they'll do what they got to do. So pound dollar testing London hour level, pound yen not. Let's check out the 1 minute. A bit of buying there, nothing crazy, but some decent. There's London open volume. There's our high volume point since, and then there's that. So yeah, and we're getting another one pretty high volume. So definitely hit some buying here. We know that. But we'll work off the 5 minute. That's got to be clean. Keep the standards high. This looks very bearish, the pound yen, but whatever. I'm looking for the London hour trade right now, but that's likely to try to do that. Most of you know why, right? The lack of buying here, the rejection off the 14, we're pulling away. It's going to try to break the low. Like 80% chance, 90. Reaction to high volume here, lower prices, maybe, we'll see. But anyway, a couple of minutes left on this. We'll see if we have any entry. London hour trade, pound dollar. It's nice and exciting when everything's going up. But the only reason it is exciting, I'm talking about swing trading. I don't know how many people swing trade or just listen to me talk about it and it's useless to them. But crypto, gold, silver, oil, etc. Happy times when it moves up, but that's only because when shit hits the fan and everybody's saying it's the end of the world, you're buying. That's why when it moves up, you can have happy times. So I'd like some shit hitting the fan. Hashtag shit hits the fan. To get prices down. For everybody to say, oh, we knew it. 2023 is going to be bearish. Oh, we knew it. We can't sustain this anymore. And we can buy. If the chart says so, right? This is a news alert. Things are looking terrible. Cool. Let's see if there's large demand coming in so I can buy. You do that enough times, you get used to it. As we sit and wait for London hour here. The last time that it majorly happened was in September, October. August, September, October. The experts said, here it is. The recession's hitting hard. August, September, October last year. Find any high-paid expert, supposed, just telling you about doom and gloom. What if you bought? Bought anything. It'd be good. You'd be taking off profit last week or two. There you go. Oh, maybe it is bullish. All right, time to take profit. Got to be one step ahead. Goes up and down. Yes, two directions. Do I want to take this long? Is that enough volume? I'd have to say I don't think it is. Let's check another broker. No. Okay. Got to keep your standards high. There's no wanting trades, right? Whatever the chart says, right? So the higher the better the volume if I was going to buy here. And we have equally as high here, here. Nothing special. So I would already be long, right? If, let's say we got at least that much volume. Higher than all of this. Maybe even that. There you go. If I had at least that volume, I'd be in long right now. And we've seen that plenty of times. At least that, right? And then you look at the other broker, Wanda. That's even worse. Surprised they're so different. But yeah, it's good to check more than one. Could have this like a little higher and then go to another broker and it's much higher. And okay, maybe I take it, right? But in this case, I'm passing on that. And we still have potentially the pound yen. That's not even doing that, huh? I don't like trading inside this range, even without the London hour trade. Let's get outside of this, right? This could be chopped. We've seen it so many times. If you can't get out of these levels, first hour London high to low. If you can't get out, what are we doing? Sloppy, choppy, right? So that's kind of become a thing with me. The London hour levels, yeah, for the London hour trade, but also any good quality setup. We really want to be outside of that. Yes. Music still on? Okay. So no trade yet. Not enough volume for the long entry on the pound dollar. Pound yen didn't do anything yet. Of course, as we were establishing that we are now leaning bearish, we get a bullish situation of yesterday's low and the fake break on some volume. Highest volume since London open on that strength. Test for supply, 14 EMA. We got some supply. A little more buying than selling. Seems to be a little more of an imbalance to the upside. Let's see what happens off of that supply test. We could close lower on decreased volume and the sellers are gone. We could come down and do another fake break, see strength again. So yeah, with this, like I was saying last time, working out the details of this entry, if it enters the area and doesn't set up right, then that's that. Because a lot of this is based on during this first hour and everything back there. When you initially get outside of that range, are there stop losses? Is there an imbalance to the downside or the upside? And if you don't get any clear imbalance, it's not going to suddenly change history by again coming into this range and saying, oh, there's an imbalance. There's more demand than supply, I'm going to buy. If that was the case, you would have seen it already. So that was the detail to work out on this very nice high probability trade that we could only try to improve. Ever so slightly. But that's how I'm dealing with that. So no point in looking at that for the London hour trade right now. This guy, of course, very possible we get something. I wouldn't mind selling in this bearish environment and seeing that there wasn't much buying at all here. Very low volume bounce. So we could have a short entry there. I'll draw it again. Or basically the entry here. That would be a very nice short because, again, the lack of demand here and then this increasing volume on the test for supply here and seeing a result of lower prices. The sooner the better after this activity picked up. Let's see it come down and then cut through an area that didn't have much buying in the beginning, right? So we've seen this from time to time with this particular London hour setup is that you can get things leading up to the entry that are good for a particular direction and that could affect whether you take the trade or not. So I would like, a nice close below here. The lower the better on volume. And things are pretty straightforward if that's the case. If I was buying, I'd really have to get convinced, right, and see lots of volume. So yesterday I finally got my mix files for the HSCC, greatest cover band in the world. Go check them out on YouTube. They're really the best cover band. I mean, if you're under 30, you're not going to maybe not give a shit, but unless you have good taste. But I finally got the files to mix, and that's what I was doing yesterday. And I want to do a pretty quick turnaround, Very exciting. Why are you laughing? If you're under 30, I just mixed the song for them. I won't say what it is because of reasons. But the song I just mixed yesterday was from 1980 or 81. I think 80. 1980. So I was 4. But not exactly my time, but yeah, good enough. My first memories of music. Listening to records. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You're not going to care about them unless you have good taste. Yes. If you think Post Malone's a genius, I don't know. I can't help you. He's all right. That shit, if your favorite artist is Machine Gun Kelly, forget it. Don't even watch the channel that I'm talking about. Just go do you. Whose favorite artist is Machine Gun Kelly? I mean, come on. If that's you, get the hell out of here. You're banned. All right. Staying on topic today. Trading. I barely know his music. I just know I don't like what I heard. It rant for the next 45 minutes about what I saw, so I'll just leave it at that. These kids today. Let's see if we can punch in, get the London hour trade, punch out. And I'm finishing up the mix. It's pretty much done, but I got to tidy it up a little bit and send it out. What time is it in South Australia right now? It's like afternoon, isn't it? Oh, it's 8 p.m. Okay, I don't want to send it too late. This I have marked, not particularly that I'm looking for this chart. I don't think they're bearish. Also sloppy as shit. But weakness in the background. Wasn't it? Why does it look like strength now? Where am I? Oh, it's the high volume leading to lower prices from the 1 hour point of view. You go to the 5 minute. Really? I have no freaking idea. Figure it out. Oh, we're breaking out. No, we're not. U.S. dollar index. Freaking mess. I don't freaking know. I think generally big money wants pullbacks to buy, as I've been saying. I guess the news wasn't bad enough. Okay, we spent 35 minutes testing the 14 EMA. I think we're good. Pound yen. You want to do something else? Or GU came and went. No trade. Did you miss the explanation? Why? It's got to set up the first time. If it doesn't set up, it's done. You can't change the reaction to the prices. You can't have it a second reaction. No trade. Oh, okay. Like I said, strength here, but a bit of supply. Maybe we come down and see strength again. Whatever with the background. Jeez. Figure it out, people. Yeah, no second chances is the conclusion on the London hour situation. From observation and logic, I have concluded that as far as at least how I want to do it. All the situation building up to the left builds up to what's going to happen outside those levels. And we're talking about an imbalance. If it's not there, it's not there. If there's demand, right, or a lack of demand, right, those two different situations here at support, that's because of what's been building up to it. And now we see a medium reaction, and that's it. So whatever happens now is not because of orders and a plan for something to happen there. That would have happened. Now it's something else completely. It's the same price area. But if something different happens, right, it makes sense. Could it turn into a long? Not by London hour standards, which would mean that the demand is here, and when you get there, you see it. It's not there. If there's demand coming in now, it's not a London hour trade. It's something that developed between this and this, between this period of time. Not this period of time building up to what's going to happen there. You see? Very different. Same price. So you could conclude that whatever's happening here, this high volume, is not because of our levels and our situation that builds up to something happening there. That was that. This is another story. That's the best I could explain it. Okay, cool. Again, the theory is, I can't prove it, but makes sense. I'm sticking to it. That first hour of London is a bit chaotic. And as you get towards the end of the first hour, you either have, say to the downside, you either have a bunch of stop losses in demand, stop losses on shorts, on longs, or you don't. You have smart money looking to buy there or not. It's all based on what was happening prior, and it makes the higher and lower prices extra important for predicting. And when you get there and you get a sort of medium answer and it's nothing good, then that's it, right? So again, if there was a plan to buy here, we would have seen it. This is now something else. These are new factors. Looking for the result of this high volume. On the next bar here, 2 minutes left. Everything kind of picked up there? Yeah. What was that? 35 minutes after the hour. No news or anything. FOMC meeting minutes late today. This U.S. dollar has to figure itself out. Markets have to figure themselves out. Again, one theory is doom and gloom for the rest of the week, as so smart money could buy into low prices. Something's got to happen. Waiting for them to figure it out since last week. Look at the dollar index. What a mess. Surprised it's taking so long. What else we got? GDP. I mean, if this doesn't help, last week, yeah, we had all that other shit, and that didn't help. The market's still arranged. PPI, CPI, retail sales, nothing helped. Chop, chop, chop. Usually, that's what gets you out of that stuff. Save us, FOMC. Do something. I swear, if it spikes and ends the day back to where it started. What was the word last week? Hashtag uncertainty. What was it? Yeah. More of that. Result of high volume. Strength. On the dollar pairs. I almost feel like catching a long scalp here. It'd be a little aggressive, but sound reasoning. There's your buying. Some. There's your high volume rejection. If we break the high of this, we're probably going to test here pretty quickly and get, and that would be a scalp at least. You see buying into these down moves, buying into the down moves. Of course, there's the 14 EMA, and I can wait for the test, but that correlates with the situation anyway. If this closes up on decreased volume, closing at or near the high, the lower the volume, the better, I may put a position on that. Strength, 14 EMA test. All right. So far, 45 minutes at the 14 EMA. Thing is. But this is what we see, right? Not only for the London hour trade, but generally helpful to mark these levels. Because if you can't get out, you're going to tend to have this problem. Chop, chop, if you can't get out of the first hour's range. And we see all the times chop in the middle until it can finally get out. So what's strong here? What's weak? Euro is kind of sideways. $14 EMA test on the pound dollar. Again, it's not London hour trade, but moving on from that here. You do have strength in your test there. I think the pound is maybe a bit stronger than the euro, but those things flip constantly. I'm considering the long just because of the strength, and the lack of supply. That could be the deal here. There's the official test of supply right there. Certainly have strength. Where are we on this? Fake break of yesterday's low. That's a nice place to bounce from. Okay, that's a good spot. It's also probably 618 overshoot. Yep. Coco, good morning. Yeah, I'm considering this right here. See what we get here. The lower the volume, the better. The higher the close in the 5 minute, the better. That has less than a minute left. That's good. Ooh, look at the low volume. Yes. Where would I put my stop? Let me figure this out. 30-ish. 20 pip stop-ish. Okay, so I'm getting in the euro-dollar long. I mean the trade euro-dollar long. Strength, lack of supply in the test. Pretty extreme imbalance to the upside, so says the chart. Stop loss. I'm just going to put it in at 20 pips. That's plenty of room. Plenty of room. Could even go with 18. I'm just going to throw it in at 20 right now. I could always manage. I do have the euro-dollar long. I'll repeat the setup why I did that. Wait, let me take a look here. Okay. So again, we're seeing imbalance to the upside. Strength, that's not even really the main reason. Strength here. This is yesterday's low. This isn't just anywhere, right? Fake breaks. So you got yesterday's low here, and that's a fake break. And then this high volume closing up in the middle of the bar, and then there's your result closing. As I said, when this bar was bouncing around, if it closes at or near the high, it's literally at the high. And how often do you even see that? That's like nowhere else on the chart. So it literally closes at the high, and as I said, the lower the volume, the better. This is telling you about sell activity, squashing down price. The volume is low. So we should be able to pop up pretty soon off of that, and then from there manage the trade, see what's going on. If weakness comes in or how it behaves up there. What was this level? Yeah. Okay, there was the fib test initially, not much weakness, nothing terrible. Certainly more demand than supply, so says the chart. We'll be able to get up to 65 and then kind of deal with the trade from that point, hopefully. Meanwhile, no London hour trade. This also looking very bullish. See the strength, fake break. You see the lack of supply squashing. You see the close at the high, near the high. So at least short term for the next, 30 minutes, hour, who knows. Should have the bullish situation. Dollar index, yep. Was trending up. It double topped. Weakness, right? We want the inverse here. And then this is basically, in this pattern, automatic support. And pushing through that means you're starting to, unless we get rejected, starting to trend down, which will, of course, push things up. So it's all there. We don't have to go immediately. We don't have to go in a straight line, but the chart says it's very high probability. So no London hour trade yet, but I got some long on the euro dollar, and we'll see the pound yen. We give it, 3 hours or so? It's only been an hour. See if that still comes around, gives any sort of London hour trade. Well, that strength in the background is pretty clear. That lack of any weakness supply into this test area is pretty clear. Hopefully it behaves. What else while we wait? That's about it. If you weren't here in the beginning, in that first 30 minutes or so, there's a thorough analysis of markets just generally. Crypto and gold, silver, and what I'm doing, what I'm looking to do. So it's good to review that. And like I said, I'll probably be here shorter today again. Where's the music? Where's my windows? Strength because we see a bullish reaction from the high volume selling. It's a pretty standard sign of strength. You're talking about like 4 or 5 bars back, yeah. If you know I know you've been here before, Mr. Ohm. But if you know VSA at all, basically it's, lower prices getting rejected on high volume and having a bullish reaction. Means that demand came in at lower prices. And they have all kinds of silly names for it. And especially when you close up in the bar, you can imagine what's happening in the market. Price came down, but activity picked up and pushed it back up. That means you found low enough prices where buyers are active. Buy low, sell high, smart money. And now it doesn't want to behave. We'll see. Last week I had one losing day. It was my second losing day of the year. Right? And markets have been a mess. If this trade doesn't work out, I may not trade again. Wait. FOMC. This is the way it goes. It was so nice for a while. That last year ended up really nice. January was really nice. But you see it. If you're not brand new, if you have some connection to the charts and the way things are moving and behaving, you see it started last week. We talked about it in real time. The hashtag, what was it? Uncertainty. Again, going by the template of markets, going by, this is if you missed the beginning of the session today, to summarize, going by the template of how markets behave, the Wyckoff stuff, going by watching smart money behavior for so long, what they'd probably want right now is some sort of down move to buy into. They're going to need some fear. They're going to need some bad news. Again, FTX, the timing of FTX was perfect because we were saying just before, we need to get to 15. We need to kick everybody out. We need one more to kick everybody out of Bitcoin. They can't take it anymore. Oh, FTX, we didn't see that coming. Yeah. So the joke is there's going to be some bad news suddenly. Markets are going to go down. And blah, blah, blah. Buy low, sell high. Buy the panic. If the chart says so. That's just following the storyline of going into January, saying things are generally bullish, being correct, starting to take some profit on weakness. But now we're chopping around. What does smart money want? They want to reaccumulate lower. We don't have a ton of bearish signs going on, but we're leaning bearish. They want to buy on a dip. Most likely. You know, you trade what you see, of course, but when you have an expectation based on template and it happens, you know you're nailing it. Not a coincidence. Here's some more buying here, holding us into this trade so far, hopefully. And again, just looking at Bitcoin. Weakness. I finally started selling some off here. Hunt some stops, get some down move, look to buy. Textbook stuff, gold and silver, where we've come into some areas of really potentially high volume demand. We're seeing some, nothing exciting. Maybe a bit of weakness yesterday. Nothing exciting. We're generally bullish, trending up, retracement. Where's our big buying off the lows? Not quite yet. Maybe some, maybe not. They want that one more dip. You know it. It's just how it is. Silver as well. That one really shows the 618, right? The buying. Not quite there. One more dip is probably what they want. The reaccumulation, right? Really? This thing's doing this? I am done for today until after FOMC. My goodness. Perfectly clean setup I've been taking for 15 years already. All I need is one to tell me, nah. Wait till FOMC. It didn't hit my stop yet. This is so textbook right here. The strength and the lack of supply at 14 EMA. It's bread and butter to try to move up off of that. That is bread and butter shit. Strength, lack of supply. Closing at or near the high and low volume on the 14 EMA. Come on. What are these markets doing? We saw the these are pretty high probability patterns. The double top weakness and then pushing through here to bring this down. No deal. Unless we're doing one more fake. I mean, usually you're done by this point, unless you have high volume rejection or something. Well, I'm leaving my stop where it is. What was it? 27.9. They're doing one more dip. See the volume. Here's your buying. Here's your up move. picked up a little on volume, but it just looks, it's not much over the average supply. And then now they're buying again down here. Well, that's fine. Either that's the low or a few pips down and I'll get out. My stop is right there. All right. Yeah, one more fake break. I'll live with that. They bought. If it breaks through now we have that on our side. If it breaks through that low, you have an imbalance to the upside, yet markdown style selling into demand. I think that grabbed people with a tight stop. All right, maybe we can go now. Jeez. Surgical stops. Chart reading 101. Buyers. 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 Behave. And this, as we expected to break here, you want to do one more pop. What is that, a reverse up thrust? Leading to climactic action. Bag holding. You gotta hold the bag if you want climactic action. Perfectly good looking trade. Otherwise I wouldn't be in it. And now we have that. It's just factual, right? There's so many buy orders into that selling that it created a lot of activity and popped it back up. If all this activity was mostly selling, it would have closed at near the low at least, right? So factually speaking, the chart says demand is here. Supply is low. Whoever's selling and marking down, I don't know. Thanks. You can stop now. Again here, very bullish, right? Strength, lack of supply, some lower prices rejected. The buying and buying. Pre-positioning long. Was that an extra sneaky stop hunt? Is that what that was? Okay, they certainly have bought enough now. Is that good? You have enough? Good. Let's go. Get up to that 65 resistance. Stop at break even. Manage the trade from that point on based on how much weakness is coming in, what you're seeing. That's the plan. pound yen is still here. And it's only been an hour. Why not keep testing the 14 EMA? It's fun. All right, what's happening? Again, not behaving. Stop it. London hour trade, nothing. I think I'm going to go back to mixing. What's going to snap the market out of this uncertainty? FOMC meeting minutes. Not fun. The last couple of weeks. Not fun. And crypto's been fun. That's about it. The rest of the market doesn't know what it's doing. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be here too much longer. If this gets to the 65 area, that's the first place I'd be looking. Unless there's some huge weakness first, I'd be looking to manage the trade at that point. If there's not a lot of weakness, maybe we go further. This is all completely a sound setup here, so if it doesn't behave, I'll probably do nothing. And we have FOMC today. Maybe it'll frickin' snap the markets out of this shit. They can have some certainty, decide what they want to do. I think they're leaning bearish only so they can get lower prices to buy, but we haven't really gone there. And there is your 2023 Dow. Wonderful. And December, January, and most of February. There it is. Uncertainty? I would say so. All right, well, I'm in this trade, and there's not much to do or talk about. I already gave my analysis. GU is not able to give a London hour trade. Pound yen might, of course, a couple hours left for that to happen. And there's no action at all there right now. I'll take a closer look at gold and silver as I took profit a week or two ago on these guys on the swing trade there, and now I'm looking for buyers in these areas. What's been the case? Yeah. I mean, the areas that you'd likely see that strength was here initially, not so much, right? The new low ground stuff, this was probably, this was all news crap. News crap. Here, not much buying. They're not so excited. Looks like they expect lower prices still. News crap. Markup, no. Nobody's interested in marking it up yet. They want lower prices. Yesterday, news crap. No result. 618 overshoot might be the spot, right? I'm just trying to do something productive while I'm sitting here. So yeah, looking for that. Sticking to the plan there of I gotta lengthen that fib. Give me that. There it is. Patiently waiting for lower prices, bearish short term. And generally, if you're trending down and you're not seeing much high volume strength, you're going to stay bearish. So that would be realistic to do. So looking for the buy activity finally here, right? We know this. And if it doesn't show up, we have a whole other fib to wait for. Patience on swing trading. Yep. Yeah, silver is going to be similar, huh? Yep. Lower prices, especially into fib, without much high volume buying. If they were really interested, they'd be all over these things. This is a bearish pattern here. We have the high yesterday and the weakness fake break there, and that might bring it down to give the buy Friday or Monday or Tuesday or whatever, right? whatever that ends up being. Okay. Just trying to make some use of the time, because that's what I'm doing at the moment with that stuff. Again, here, same. Just looking to buy low. Swing trading. Big break into here, fib retracement, whatever. Wherever that demand shows up in our usual spots. All right, can I go back to mixing? The greatest cover band in the world. Hashtag grateful. No supply, 14 EMA. Everything's fine with this trade. Just do it already. Pound yen. Nope, nothing still. All right. Well, at least I did an hour and a half. Look for the London hour trade. We clarified that that's not an entry. We talked about it earlier. So again, if you want my total view of markets, watch the first half hour of the video. And then also the London hour trade around this time and how this was not an entry and explain why it's not an entry and why that's not a long. So you could go back and watch that if you missed it. And again, pound, I'll still got to give that an hour and a half at most to give a London hour setup. So I could pop in the Discord and we'll look at that if it happens. This, look to manage. But yeah, this is kind of a big deal. I want to put time into this thing, but also get it done pretty quickly. So I'm going to go back to that now. Thank you, and you take care of yourself, and I will see you tomorrow is the plan. Now let's see FOMC late today. The late day fireworks. Maybe the market will wake up. Hopefully the template, right? Look to buy the dips on swing trades. Crypto's waiting for a dip after taking some profit. Well, that'll be all nice and easy. Just got to wait for it. All right, guys. Sorry to cut it short. If it wasn't important, I'd be here. But I'll pop in the Discord. We'll see if we can find a pound yen London hour and manage the EU. Okay, cool. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.